Okay, hi. I'm here to share with you my flipped classroom. The unit that I'll be talking about is probability and reasoning. It's over seventh grade. Here's the standard. Using mathematical reasoning, investigate chances, process, and evaluate and use probability models to find probabilities of simple events presenting in authentic situations. Of course, materials. Students will need a Chromebook or some type electronic device, headphones to listen. Here's the instructions. Step one, start with the probability video, always. Then two, go through all the work activities on the site. Three, explore four interactive probability tools. So there's going to be four throughout the unit, not including the video or the Nearpod activity. Access the probability check. So I do have an embedded quizzes at the bottom. So here's my lesson plan link. I'll click that. You can take a look. All things with the standard. The timing is listed on there as well. So you can see all that. I won't go through it, but of course it has the materials and everything that the students need. Also, step one is an introduction to probability video for students. So won't play that, but just know that it is embedded. Here's my first interactive tool. It's kind of a little small for the students, so if I were them, I would go ahead and put it in a larger screen. That might be easier. But this activity is you go through it and you do a drop down menu. So first you have to click here and see what question you're on. Right now I'm going to be looking at question one and two. Let's scroll down a little. Question one and two says, what is the probability of getting a red marble? I can see that there are three marbles that are red out of the 10. And then every time you click it, boom, you get an instant feedback, whether it's good or not. And the next question is, what's the probability of blue marble? I'm going to get it wrong just so we can check it. And I'll say for the 10 and then boom. So if you don't get it, it's immediate feedback and it lets them know. I have attached a rubric to go with it as well. So that way they can see the goal is to get at least all answers correct. Here's another interactive tool, which is Kahoot. I love Kahoot. I use Kahoot all the time. One of the things is it's going to click through, sending the students to another tab. Sorry, my internet is so slow. Once they get that, they play solo. All questions are about probability and within the same unit. Hit anyone that they like, and then, this ranking. So whoever takes the test will keep going. So a coin display was the probability of it getting 12 versus correct. Okay, so the goal is for them to get at least 25%, I'm sorry, 80% correct on that assessment. Here we have another probability that I love. So it's a goal one and goal two, and each student will spin it and it will tell you how many times it was played. So it's played once, and out of that one time, team Y wins. You keep going. Y won again out of the two. So notice that the YB is drawn versus match plays. So it just shows how to go through probability or what is the chances of students getting a particular team. If it's either they can be looking at team Y or team B or the YB draw or the BY draw. There's multiple ways of looking at all these different probabilities, and it shows the results below. Okay, have a rubric for that. The dice roll simulation, this one's a fun one. Of course, once you click it, it goes into a bigger simulator, and then you can choose to roll your die one, and then it will give you, of course, it's using a two die, so but you can also change it to one die as well. But right now I have two, and then you can click it as many times as for you can do 1 to 10, however you want. So if I say 10, it's just randomly saying it got one time it got 4, two times it got 5, one time it got 6, one time it got 7, and so forth. Interactive tool number 4, here's is rubric to go through. And then lastly, I have a Nearpod activity. They click the Nearpod. This goes into my probability video where standard. Each one has its own embedded question. What is an event? It's one. There's multiple choice chance questions in here. Of course, some short answer questions in there. So the student will fill that out to get a certain percentage. This is also still embedded. And then lastly, we have the probability power up Google form, which they go through, answer the question, what is the probability of flipping a coin? Click this, equal chance. This one's another one. And then, of course, if they have any email or if they have any questions, they definitely can email me at any point. Okay, so thank you. Thank you for watching in. I hope this site is easy to navigate.